Hello everybody, this is City Scrapper. Thanks so much for joining me on my channel today. I am back today with another layout for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Series 7. The sketch for today is a beautiful sketch from Page Maps. They have so many awesome sketches. And I am trying to create a layout here sticking pretty closely to the sketch. The collection that I'm using here is the Simple Stories Country Christmas collection, and I'm also using some papers from my stash. The red paper that's right there with the diagonals, one that I just took away, that is from my stash, as well as the dotted paper and the plaid paper. They were actually in my scrap bin of red papers, and in this collection, there really weren't any solid red papers that I felt would work with what I was trying to do with the sketch. So I just went into my bin and looked for some of the same color of red to use. So now I am looking on this pattern paper for a spot that I could mat my photo to. And I realized that this paper wasn't wide enough, so I got another little strip and I attached it. It doesn't match up perfectly, but it matches up on the bottom somehow. And that's the important part so that, you can't really see that it was pieced together. Now I'm going around the outside of the pattern papers. I'm using some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide ink. And this color is Forest Moss. I forgot to ink the edges of that first piece of paper that I mounted my photo on. And since it's already mounted on the red piece of paper, I had to kind of rip it apart a little bit in order to ink the edges, but that's okay. I just gluing it back on again and it's all good. So now I am inking the edges of all the pattern papers on the page that I want to ink so that I don't forget. So just going around and inking each one of them just a little bit. I just feel like it provides some nice contrast with the background when the edges are inked. So I have all the main elements of that center cluster cut out at this point. I am just mounting my other photo on that same paper, and I remembered to ink the edges of this one, attaching my photo down to that piece of paper. And now I have to layer everything so that it looks like the sketch. And these photos are of my older daughter decorating the Christmas tree, and I wanted to get these scrapped. We don't have the most beautiful Christmas tree in the world. The ornaments are ornaments from when my children were little, and then a lot of them are also from when I was little. So I really like the ornaments because they mean something to me, and so the tree isn't the most glamorous tree in the world, but I like it, and I know my kids like all the ornaments. And there were also pictures of my younger daughter decorating the tree, but those are in her album. I do separate albums for the two of them. Some of the pages are of the same photos, and some of them are different. So I was going to use those trees that were over to the right. Those are Jolie's Christmas trees. They were really cute, and I thought they matched really well color-wise, but they were just too big. So I decided to go in and cut out a whole bunch of poinsettias. I fussy cut them from a whole page that is in this collection, and I cut out some big ones and small ones, and you can see here I'm going in and I'm trimming some pine branches to, just to add a little bit of something to the poinsettias. I also added that border strip before. I punched that out. I forgot to mention that, and I put a sticker down, and that's also from the Country Christmas collection. You could see that horizontal sticker. The reason that I switched that border out is because the one that I had there was too short, and I thought it might be covered up by the embellishments, but I can see now that I'm not going to be putting any embellishments there or anything that's going to cover up that border, so I decided to just go ahead and punch a new border. So now I'm attaching all of the embellishments down. I'm popping up the poinsettias, or poinsettias, however you would like to pronounce them, on some of that adhesive foam and clustering them next to each other, and then, as I said, adding the pine branches. And I'm trying to make use of the beautiful patterns that are on the background and just kind of add the poinsettias to the, to the background and have them kind of flow from the embellishments to the pattern paper. So I do pop up all of the poinsettias on the foam. I don't pop up my pictures on this layout with the foam, which is unusual. I usually use the foam for my pictures, since that's the most important thing. So I decided to put the larger poinsettia on the outside of the cluster down there on the bottom. In that way, the eye would be drawn a little bit more into the center of the layout rather than the angle taking your eye off the side of the layout. I don't know that it made a big difference, but that was just my thinking behind it. And now I'm popping up these smaller poinsettias in the corner and adding some more pine branches. And I've gotten to the point where I just cannot make a Christmas layout without adding some of these pine branches in. I have them in all different colors. On this particular layout, I just use the green though. So far, the layout is just the colors of the collection, green and red, the traditional Christmas colors. And I wanted to add in something a little bit more. So I'm adding in these gold thickers. They're called Joyous. That's the title of the set of thickers. And I cut apart that snowflake because when it was cut apart, it looked like little pine branches. So I cut apart the 2 snowflakes that were in the collection, and I'm just sprinkling those around near the poinsettias so that it would look like little gold pine needles sticking out. I also added the title, which is Holly Jolly. And you can see I also added some sentiment stickers right over the horizontal photo. And I guess those must have snuck on there. I'm not really sure when because I don't seem to have the footage of that. I'm using some self-adhesive pearls, which has been a go-to for me this Christmas season. I'm positioning them on the photo corners that I added a little while ago, and I'm putting a little bit larger one in the middle and then 2 smaller ones on either side to make a corner. I added some little ornaments. I think those were Jolie's ornaments. And I'm adding some self-adhesive pearls to those 2. I put 1 on the red ornament, and then I put 3 on that green ornament. They were very, very tiny ones, but once I saw the 3 on there, I thought that it was too much, and I just decided to leave 2. Now I am covering up my photo with some pieces of plastic that you could see I've used many times before. I keep those handy. And I added some white splatters. I watered down some white acrylic paint, and I splattered that around. I added 2 gold hearts, and that is my layout. Please check out the videos by all the other ladies that are playing along with this challenge. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you like this video. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.